She's good. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, boy, am I happy to be recording with you guys. My name is Julia.
I'm Mary Beth.
I'm Katie.
The three of us make up She's Good, a podcast about women's sports. Specifically, we make it fun because women's sports is sometimes not fun at all.
And you can so boring. We just
so
have to bring the fun. We really have to bring the fun.
So boring, so serious, so drags on forever. Women's sports does. So that's what we're here to do, is like make it fun, and make it and in all seriousness, make it accessible to people who don't know anything about women's sports. Hopefully, or if you know a lot, we think this is also accessible to you. Now, if we're wrong on any of those accounts,
What about yourself?
If we're wrong on any of those accounts, we would like you to reach out to us. You can find us anywhere.
Just look
On the
out your
street.
window. That's where we are.
Knocking, literally, everybody look outside your window right now. Cool. So anyway, yeah, we like to talk about women's sports. Now, there's been no, this is one thing. We do not swear in this podcast. If this is your first time listening, that's one thing about us, is we don't swear.
I definitely don't ever swear.
And yeah. The three of us have made the pact, like in real life too, to not swear ever.
I have never said any words other than the ones I just said. That's how much I mean it.
Aw. No, there has been a ton of sports since the last time we recorded. I know we say that every time, but it's very true. So this episode is just going to be sort of a recap. We got a lot of emotions too, a lot of things to talk about, a lot of opinions coming at you as well. Do you guys have a pref where to start with? How are you guys doing today? You good? What's happening?
Feeling great.
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Oh yeah. It was pointed out that I'm wearing my Arsenal jersey. This did come. It's an early birthday present. Thank you to my family.
It's cute. I like it a lot. It's different from mine, and I still like it.
And it's yellow, right?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
I can't tell the exact shade because I have this too bright of light in my eye.
That, and I've got a green screen. Look, if you're not watching on YouTube, why? But you can find what the picture is if you go on YouTube. But it's their away kit. It's like light yellow. I was like very drawn to it. As we all know from the last episode, Katie got the third kit, which was like so rad.
It's like that's the only way to describe it, I think, is rad.
Yeah.
She got the rad kit.
I got the red kit. What player did you get, Julia?
I got... Could we have guessed?
Oh.
Same,
That's one you have
honestly.
too,
Vivian
right?
Miedema. What's that? Yeah.
That's one Katie has too.
I mean, she is the best player in the entire
Learn
world.
a new
so-
player, you guys.
Lisa Evans.
I don't think
She's
okay.
not playing.
I mean,
for
that
them this
could.
year.
I've never.
Oh,
watched
really?
Arsenal a single
She's
time.
on.
in my life,
She's
so I have
on
no idea.
alone this season to West Ham.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Listen, if
She's one of the only other ones I know because they're dating, because I know that.
That's true.
If they were to move to the Eastern time zone and play at 10 p.m., I'd watch every game.
Wait, are they? I know it's so hard to wake up.
But I will not.
They are. It is tough. It's tough to do. Here's my question: are they engaged? Did anyone else see that? I feel like it was
I
one of
don't
those like
know.
YouTube videos.
I know.
It goes
are
down.
they?
They said, "We see rings. Do you all see rings or something?" And I didn't have the heart to watch it, but anyway, I've been wearing this jersey 24/7. Unlike the U.S. Women's National Team one, it's like very comfortable. What are you gonna do? Is Katie frozen? Oh, okay.
She's there. She's there. She just doesn't think you're funny.
Why didn't you laugh? Are you frozen?
laughing.
Is she frozen? She must be frozen. But I was just telling you guys, okay, sorry I'm like on a roll. I did have coffee today, but I'm also very tired. It's one of those things. But I did decide what I've been on a merch kick.
Proud of you.
Cool.
And I did decide what Liberty jersey I'm gonna get.
Who?
Should we guess?
Yeah, you should guess.
Mm, Benigel Laney.
Yes!
Yes.
How did you guess that?
Because that's who I would get.
Okay, cool. So, name the reasons you would get Benigel Laney's jersey.
I think that she's
She's
about
so
to be
good.
huge. She's so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
She's the one. She's the one
She
right now.
is the one. There's one other reason why I would like to get. Yeah, because she's also
she's got good fits.
she's got great fits, great style. She's also number 44, which is a real sign for me because 4 is my number. My
So
lucky
that's your number.
Ooh,
Yeah, so it was
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, exactly. It's double the trouble. Anyway,
You know
you
who's
can look
also
out for
number
that.
4?
Oh.
Becky Sauerbrunn.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I
Speaking
missed
of-
out. Oopsies.
Katie did have an encounter. Oh wait, is she for real frozen now?
Saw her in person.
Oh, here she is.
Wait, Katie, you're gonna have to
You
start that
froze for
over
a
because
second.
you
Start
really
it
did
over.
freeze.
Oh, frozen again. Katie will never be able to
I
tell
really
us.
didn't say anything. I really
Oh.
didn't say anything other than I saw Becky
Yeah, this is huge.
at the game that Mary Beth and I went to.
We did go to a game.
it was
Katie
magical.
did shout at Becky. We did just keep yelling like, "Shoot it!" She was like all the way back by like their own goal. Shoot it,
Yeah.
Becky!
We
And the
wanted
people
her to
sitting.
score.
So did the people sitting next to us. We were.
Yeah, they
one.
were into it.
Really?
They were into it.
They were
Yeah,
yelling
wanted her to
along with
score
They
you.
were
too.
also like, "Let Becky score," but it
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprising they did win 9-0.
Well,
Yeah.
she had a nice little shot there.
She was
Yeah.
close.
Oh, let's get into it. So you guys went to the U.S. Women's National Team game where there was a friendly. They played Paraguay. Tell us about it.
Well, the first thing I noticed was
There was only one stand
did
for
not
chicken
have to wear
tenders. That was the
masks.
first thing I noticed.
Wait, what'd you notice?
There was only one stand that sold chicken tenders.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
the line was quite long.
I see we have
But
very
we
different
waited.
priorities. Katie's noticing you didn't have to wear masks. I'm looking for the tendies.
Both important though.
I did get tendies though. Yeah, there was a lot of okay, here's the second thing I noticed. There were a lot of people who came wearing like US stuff and also came with like a jersey that they held up multiple times during the game. So many people with jerseys that they were just like holding up.
And not wearing?
Katie, these
Yeah, it
are
was
your people
really
that they
odd.
just have shirts to hold because they have so many. They just have extras.
They're not my people. I would never do that. That's so stupid.
They just have so many items of clothing that they can
It
just
was
dangle them up.
so weird. I was like, why do so many people have so many like they just have loose jerseys? It was
They
weird.
did bring their
So
loose
it really was
jerseys.
like they were wearing a jersey or something, and then
They had
and
yeah,
then-
they just had more than one. So they were
flagging
wearing
around the other
and
one.
then raising the other one like a poster.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting used out of it.
Yeah, no.
I guess it was just very odd. It was
Maybe
very
it was
odd.
laundry day and their dryers were broken. That was a bad joke. I
No,
think
that was good. That was good.
They
They're
were
airing
able
it
to edit
out. That's
that
how it's
out.
drying. I think that
Edit
really does
out.
make sense.
Edit that out in post, please.
Take it out.
No,
Just
I'm
kidding.
not
We
gonna
don't
be
edit
editing
out
that. I will-
anything.
Yeah, we do. That's another thing about us. We don't edit a dang thing. Okay, but wait. So no masks. So was it? It was in Cleveland, right or wrong?
It was in Cleveland. We did do a little road trip, a little RT.
Yes.
Love that. And
Hit
you
the
got a guest with
turnpike.
you.
Laura Kolbix, our driver, our soccer
Oh,
friend of the
driver. She does always
podcast.
drive because she has the coziest vehicle for
The
road
DD.
trips.
Wait, what kind of car? What kind of car is she?
She has a Jeep Cherokee.
Okay.
Heated seats, heated
Wow.
steering wheel.
What color?
It's black.
Oh my God. I feel like she's really on the times.
She does have the nicest car in my entire family.
Yeah, it seems that way.
My
How's
car
her-
literally is fading in the sun, and it's 11 years old and has had a crack in the windshield for like 4 years.
It will
Laura's
ma-
President's
I
Jeep
as-
Cherokee.
My prediction is your car is going to melt like Alex Mack into the ground.
Oh man,
shortly,
if
in the
only
next few months.
Alex Mack, honestly, my idol.
She has been brought up on this podcast before, which is
I'm
not
not
surprising.
surprised.
Yeah.
I know. I'm not surprised either.
Okay, but talk about the mask policy, because honestly, it's the same thing for Gotham, and I'm like torn because it's like technically an outdoor stadium, but like once we sit in our seats, it really is also, hate to say it, pretty spread out.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
This one
Cleveland
was
game
probably not.
packed.
This game was
Like
packed,
you're
yeah.
sitting next to people, and there's a lot of people.
Got
I think it's just like Ohio doesn't make people do
there was
anything.
no mask
Great point.
policy. I would bet that there wouldn't be one here though, too. It was, I don't know if they just considered it like a, I guess I don't know what the rules are in Michigan anymore because I don't go anywhere. But
Because I don't go to Michigan.
I don't go anywhere.
Vaccination, and you didn't have to have a negative COVID test or anything. So I don't know. It's probably a super spreader event, but
But it was a fun one.
Yeah,
at
worth
least.
it.
it's not like Julie and I haven't been to one before.
We started this trend. It's old news. Like literally, we go to all of them now.
Every super spreader event, you're the first one on the guest list.
Yep. And that was at Red Bull Arena, which, dare I say, they have a ton of chicken tender stands. It's all they have, actually. The only thing they have to eat at Gotham games is chicken tenders, or you can get popcorn.
What a dream. I actually didn't
It
even
is a
get
dream.
any.
It's
I
honestly
just
kind of good.
took note that there was
No
only one.
empanadas?
No, I think that was only for national team game.
What about the empanadas?
They know the national team fans are really into empanadas.
Well, I think they just opened up stands, but yeah, they.
I see.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, here's the thing though. If I could just get on my little soapbox real quick,
Please.
never step down from it, to be honest with you. But sometimes the chicken tenders are so good at Red Bull, and sometimes like I've gotten them before and they've been like undercooked. And don't worry about salmonella, because you know they're chicken tenders that are like barely meat, so it's like fine. And they're all like pre-cooked because they come frozen. But like it really was like the fries were kind of like undercooked too. It was like
Oh no.
they didn't mean to give it to us that early or something.
They should have waited
No.
just a
Yeah.
little too soon. These ones seemed good. I again, while I did take note of where they were located, didn't get any. Katie had some though. Katie, were they good? Katie,
They
are
were
you-
good, yeah. They
there
were
you are.
cooked fully.
Good.
They were fully cooked. They were delicious.
There was it looked like a large portion. There were a ton of them.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Before we move on, where's your guys' favorite chicken tenders from?
Good question. I feel like this wouldn't depend on the actual chicken tender. It would depend on the ranch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, true.
Yep.
And if that's the case, I still don't know the answer, but
Right.
I'm just changing the question to be, where's your favorite ranch?
Okay, fair enough. Cool. So let's move on. The game, how did it go?
As we said, it went well. They did win 9-0. Carly Lloyd scored 5 times. She almost had a hat trick in like 9 minutes.
Yeah.
It was wild. It was a good game
she's on
though.
fire.
Yeah,
They
it was
they
good.
played Paraguay. Paraguay?
Paraguay.
I don't know.
Paraguay.
They played them though. There was one moment. This isn't funny. I'm sure she was injured. But so there was a moment like down. There wasn't in the first half much going on down on our half of the field because we were on the other side. But so you couldn't really see what was going on. We were watching the screen because we were all the way by the other goal. And you saw like the goalie for the other team like faked she like flopped, and Malpew was not having any of it and was like just standing there, and they like you could see, and the ref was there and they were like arguing about it, and suddenly they flashed to this other player from Paraguay that was re-entering the game, and her whole head was bandaged in such a way that it looked like she was wearing a bald cap with just like a ponytail sticking out of it.
Yes.
It had to have been that she like on her hairline, like somewhere over there had a cut, and they just like, there was no other way to tape it.
Yep.
So they like had it bandaged. By the end of the half, it was just on the very tip of her head, like this cone sticking out with her ponytail. And then, though, in the second half, they started the game, and we're like, why do they not have enough players for like several minutes? And then suddenly she reemerges with like a full head cast on. And this time it's like an ace bandage. So it did absolutely look like a bald cap with a ponytail sticking out. And she played the whole game, I think. She persevered. I'm proud of her.
Yeah.
It was so bizarre seeing that on tape because I didn't really see what was going on. Like, why did
I have no idea what happened. I think everyone was so caught up in
For a
like
header,
this
but
other
I forget
situation.
who.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Everyone was like, whatever happened, like we forgot about it by the time she reemerged back on the field, and it was just like when they cut to it on the screen, the crowd went, "Oh!"
Oh my god, that's so funny. It looked so weird. I thought it was like a headband like a bandana like that she was wearing for fashion.
I think it was gauze or like with tape over it. I don't know because it came off of her head. It didn't stick in her hair. Can you imagine if they put like straight up tape in your hair like that? I would be
No.
like, can we not? You're gonna have to shave my head.
Yeah,
when this
they
is
would have
done."
to.
It looks like they were like paper macheing her head. It was so strange, but
Oh my god, there's
Just
got to be a
anyway.
better way to do that.
I wish her well.
Oh, I
that
felt
hurt
bad for
you.
Paraguay. I mean, it was like that was tough
Yeah.
to watch. Well,
You
I mean, it's
know,
not like they were.
I actually thought they didn't do that bad.
The
I thought
first
the
couple of
goalkeeper
minutes-
I
had
thought
a
their
lot of
goalie
good
was
saves.
awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
The first couple of
And
minutes
I think
looked
they
dicier
knew-
than what
Yeah,
happened, I
true.
think.
Yeah. I think they like knew what they were up against, obviously.
Yeah.
So it was more of like they were just trying to be more defensive
Yep.
minded than anything, you know?
Yeah.
And I think they had a lot of good moments. It was cute at the end of the game, like all the players are out on the field, and a bunch of the players from Paraguay were like getting photos with Carly Lloyd and then some with Alex Morgan. It was just cool. It was cool.
were
I think
That is cool.
Yeah, I think they knew it was going to be like a kind of like that, but I think how cool is it that they are like, we got to play against the number one team in the world, you know?
You are so right. It's like a Division
true.
3 team playing a Division 1 team, and it's like this is gonna be. One of the announcers made a comment like, "Look, all they're trying to do is like minimize the damage, and that's like is going to be the
Get more
strategy."
investment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good. They
and
play
just
them
think,
again
like,
tomorrow,
If
Tuesday.
if their federation invested more money,
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like it's not that they're just like not good. It's that they don't have the opportunity to like get better as quickly as other teams in the world just yet because they need more investment. So hopefully.
yeah, just imagine like where they would be if their federation invested in them. I mean, hopefully that means they will.
Yeah, for sure.
Someday. But yeah, they play them again tomorrow.
Oh,
We'll see
tomorrow.
how that goes. That's in Cincinnati this time.
And that'll be probably today for anybody listening this today, which is
Ooh.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
That's assuming I can get this
The
edited in time.
21st.
Tuesday the 21st, in fact. And yeah, so they're playing in Cincinnati, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's all I know about it.
Bell's home.
Yeah. Rose Lavelle is very excited about this. She was posting on social media. Should we talk about lineup at all? Should we talk about personnel?
Yes, I'd like to talk specifically about my player of the match, who I thought was great, Andy Sullivan.
Andy Sullivan. Okay, I didn't
She
know who was,
literally
honestly.
everywhere.
She was so good. And she was playing in the sixth position, yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yep.
Which is important to
Should've
note
brought
because
her
this
to
is
Tokyo.
I
yeah.
didn't have anyone giving me the commentary to tell me what was happening, so
Yeah.
all of my answers are I think so.
Yeah, and that's the thing about going to live games. You don't know what the heck is going on because you don't have the commentary. But so it's important to note that because this is exciting because Julia Ertz is the first line six spot holder, and she's obviously injured still from the Olympics, and even in the Olympics she was injured, and it was just like so. I mean, it was part of the reason why the U.S. just like performed below standards is because that spot. I mean, it was just like kind of wind taken out of their sails with without Julia Ertz, and even when she was playing.
I think she even has a different injury now. Like I think she's out from a thigh injury right now, where before
Okay.
it was a knee. But I think like several of them have thigh injuries. I'm sure the Olympics just like
Yeah.
fucked them all up.
Oh yeah, body is probably whatever. Sorry to yawn on this podcast. Wow.
It's late.
But all I want to say is give her a huge shout out, which we were just doing, Andy Sullivan, that is, because I know people are saying even in the Olympics, like, where's Andy Sullivan? Like, you could have taken her instead of,
Nobody.
Sonnet. Yeah.
They like took nobody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, totally.
I was very impressed with her.
Yeah, same.
And hopefully that means she has a future starting with that team, because I think she was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, she scored 2, right? You said. Who else scored? Lynn Williams did, right?
Mhm.
1, 2, 3.
Tobin and Carly.
Tobin Heath was the other one, yeah. But overall, it was just a solid game, I feel.
Yeah, even playing a team like Paraguay who's just underdeveloped, like the U.S. did look really, really good, and we're playing like really. It looks like their soccer, and yeah, Carly really did finish very well. Hate to say.
Everyone around us, big fans.
Of course. Because it's
Big
all like
fan.
That was hard for me.
Katie did bite her tongue. They're
But
playing
what we
again.
learned is
Oh, go ahead.
there. Oh no, yeah, you go ahead. You got it.
No, I was just gonna say then they're gonna play. They're playing Korea next month, so there's still more friendlies to come.
Oh, sick.
Um,
Good to know. Wait, do you know where that is?
the Midwest-ish. I think one's in Minnesota and one's
St.
in
Paul.
Kansas City, maybe.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
we'll
like
go
these
for that.
these
That's cool.
Midwest games that we can go to.
You guys aren't going tomorrow, are you?
No, that's a little far. That's like Kentucky. It's a bit of a longer trek to do in one day.
Got it. Okay, got it. But I don't even know if this is worth mentioning. But one thing we also learned is like, Carly's not the only anti-vaxxer on the team, which really
that's
bummed me out.
That's not for sure. Some lady on Twitter was just like, look at all these psycho people she follows. And then you're like, oh, probably.
So
But-
probably. So it's a probable, but we know that at least a couple people on the team are not vaccinated. And I
Yeah.
think we have reason to believe that it's those two.
We have reason to believe who they may be, but not confirmed.
Whatever. Everybody just get vaccinated. Anybody who's hearing this, like, who am I talking to? But like, it's so obnoxious that it's not required.
It is weird that players were able to go to the Olympics knowing that like if they were to get it, their team probably would have gotten kicked out of the Olympics. Like it's weird to me that it wasn't a requirement to be on that roster. Like not even to like stay considered on the national team. Like I feel like they should have been like, hey, you don't have to get vaccinated, but if you don't, you're not going to the Olympics.
Agreed.
Like it just
Yeah.
seems like in that situation, and then not even just for like that reason of getting sent home, but for like the safety of everybody in the world that you're now like exposing all the athletes who then go home.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And anybody they might interact with, the crew, anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
I did know that the US women's national team was like potentially supposed to go to Australia in November for a couple friendly, but that Australia come in the country if they're not vaccinated. So it's possible if these games happen that it'll show everybody who's not vaccinated because they won't be on the trip.
Katie,
Australia.
you are cutting out a little bit. We'll fill in the gaps a little bit. What I think you said is that it's they're heading to Australia potentially, and Australia has much stricter like rules and guidelines or whatever.
Yeah.
So they are probably gonna have rules around who goes. So yeah, if say, oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna randomly name two people on the team. Like Carly Lloyd and Mal Pugh like don't end up traveling or something like that to Australia, and they have games there. We'll probably know that they're not vaccinated. No, those are, and I'm just saying.
Charlie Lloyd
those are
might be
two-
retired by then. Do you think? When
Oh,
is she
yeah,
like?
maybe.
Is that? Well, I guess it depends on if Gotham makes the.
They're
Also
not gonna.
s-
They still have a chance.
Yeah.
They do still
Yeah.
have a chance. There's still like 6 games to play, right?
Yeah, they're one of the teams who have played fewer games.
And they're like they're like in the 2 below the line, so it's possible.
And who are they?
Yeah.
Who are the other ones that they'd be like
I think
competing
Houston
against?
Dash are also right below the line, and then Washington Spirit, who are going through it, are like just barely in. So if anyone's gonna get swapped, that's where it was last time I looked. It may let me look now. It may have even changed.
Yeah, and to catch people up on Washington Spirit, like speaking of COVID, shit. Washington Spirit has had to forfeit 2 games because they have not been following COVID protocols, and like multiple people on their team have it, and like they just like weren't taking any precautions. So the first game, I think they just like the game got canceled against, I don't know, Orlando or someone like that.
Portland was the
Portland.
first one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then game 2, they actually forfeited.
Yeah. Because they could prove that they broke protocol.
What was
And
it?
that
Do you
week
know?
before-
Like what?
So they were hinting that they tried to take someone out of, they took someone out of quarantine too early. And the speculation on Twitter was that they tried to fly someone home from Portland too soon, maybe. I don't know. I don't know for sure because they never tell you anything in that league. They just make everyone speculate. But
And we know those girls don't have no private jets.
yeah. So eventually they postpone or they forfeit the rain game, and then everyone was pissed because they didn't forfeit the Portland game, and so they didn't get the points, but then they eventually did. So
Yeah.
yeah, each team that they forfeit to got 3 points for the win with a 3-0 score line, basically. So
Oh, is that right? 3?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's apparently the FIFA like rule, the FIFA standard. So
How much do goals against count or goals for or like whatever? Like how much does that 3-0 scoreline impact the standings?
So
I think it just matters with the goal differential. So if you're in the NWSL, I looked this up because I'm constantly confused. It's first points and then like your like win, like whoever has the best record. And then if you're tied with the record, it then goes to the goal differential. So I think the point is basically so that like if they were to end up in a tie with record, the team that had to forfeit isn't going to win on goal differential.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Okay.
I was reading that and it seems to make sense.
But this
so.
is my question with that. What I don't want a team who were forfeitees to win on goal differential of because
Right. And a lot of people
the thing
on the
is,
internet
like-
are also are pissed about that, but the teams they forfeit to are already the top 2, so I don't think it's going to make a difference.
yeah, but it's principle. Katie, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say the same thing as Mary Beth, that it was the 2 top teams.
Like
Yeah.
if it was like Houston Dash or Gotham who like could have surpassed them because of that, then like who are just like battling it out to get into the playoffs, then like yeah, it's something to discuss, but also I think it's
Also,
too
that's
late in
the
the season to
consequences
make
when you
yeah.
break the rules and don't follow COVID protocol.
I completely agree, but I just feel like I feel like they should be subtracted 3 goals. They should have like 3 goals against them. Like, why are we rewarding a team that?
Well, they do.
They
So the team gets 3 goals.
Oh,
them
I'm
and they
understanding
get
now. I'm
3.
understanding now.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
The
counts
score
if
line
those
would go
goals
to both
scored
ways.
against
Yeah,
them
okay.
count against them. Yeah.
Got it.
yeah, so
Okay.
it's kind of like
Yes.
it's benefiting the people who they forfeit to and then
Hurting them.
hurting them at the same time.
Okay, the last thing I'll say on it is I feel like a win for that team would be enough. I don't think they need 3 extra goals, whoever it is. But
Yeah, I think it's just because it's like the FIFA rule is what it seemed to be. But
cool.
I do,
Cool.
yeah. I see
I'm sure
this-
they know way more than I do. So, but yeah,
Julia
okay, this is
become
making
the
sense.
king of FIFA and change the rule. The standings are Portland and Reign are the top 2 still. North Carolina in third, Orlando, Chicago, Washington, Houston, Gotham, Louisville, Kansas City
Nice.
is the
Okay.
order right now. But it looks like so Washington and Houston now are tied in points and their record is exactly the same and they have
Oh.
the same games played. And I don't know because I'm again constantly confused by who gets ranked where. Washington is still number 6 and Houston is number 7, even though Washington has -5 in goal differential and Houston has -3. So I don't know why, but that's what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they're tied, so they could very easily get in there, and then Gotham's just 1 point behind, so they could very easily get in there.
So I am excited. I'll just say I'm excited to see what Orlando is going to do. I feel like Sydney Leroux is really on a roll, and I really want her to get called up, first off. Second off, I just like think she is such a standout on Orlando and in the NWSL right now, and it's just like been like very exciting to watch her basically like comeback season.
Thrive.
I agree.
Yes.
I am enjoying the year of Sydney Leroux.
Yeah. And dare I say, like, since divorce, I mean, I'm like devastated because like I thought they were the most beautiful, hilarious family in the entire world. But since Mr. Dwyer left the picture, she's just like truly flourished. Don't know if that is a coincidence or what, but hate to say it. I don't know if
Hate
he's
to say
doing
it,
well though
love
too.
to say.
Hate to say, love to say it.
I don't know. I know nothing about his career.
Same here.
I do know he plays in Toronto. Last I
Oh,
saw.
really?
Yeah.
Oh. Does he not play for the men's national team though? No, he's not American.
I don't think
Is he
any-
American?
He could. I feel like he played at some point for a national team.
I know he's British.
I think it was,
but
but
he might have like some sort of dual
Yeah.
citizenship.
Okay.
I don't know if he's ever played for either though.
Gotcha.
he did play for a national team. I don't know which one. I don't know.
Google it.
Again, I've only been watching sports for
It's
like
not
a
worth
year
it.
now.
It's not worth it to do not talk anymore about men.
Seriously, Julia.
I do enjoy watching football, but I keep it quiet.
Yeah. Ugh.
He has played for the US.
Okay. See, I was right. If nothing else, we've discovered that I was right about something.
You did it. Oh.
Oh. Speaking of playoffs, though, we got another league heading to playoffs rather soon.
Ooh.
That would be the W. George W.
babe. Oh no.
He's got his playoffs coming.
George W. Bush is headed to the playoffs.
He's got his
And
little army men set up, and they're going to the playoffs. And
we're jazzed for him.
it's gonna be
And I know we don't
guys
talk
versus
about men,
khaki
but
guys.
we are definitely excited to talk about him. But we're talking about the WNBA. We had some exciting games this past weekend happen that kind of like shook out like teams either going or not going to the playoffs. And we have our final crew, right? Like we know who's going.
Yeah.
Ask me who they are, and I couldn't tell you.
Oh, yeah, I thought you were gonna have that unlock.
I can tell you.
I told
Okay,
you.
yeah,
didn't
let's
I
go through
say-
'em.
Didn't I announce
my
coming
internet
into this
working?
podcast that I was fully unprepared? Yes, it is working.
You really do sound loud and clear right now, Katie.
Okay.
Yeah, see if you can
So-
go from top to bottom.
Number 1 seed is Connecticut Sun.
Nice.
2 is the Las Vegas Aces.
Woo.
3 is the Minnesota Lynx.
Cool.
4 is Seattle Storm. 5 is Phoenix Mercury. 6 is, I want to say the Dallas Wings. I have it written down. No,
Sounds
it's
so-
Chicago Sky.
Oh, is it? Okay.
7 is the Wings, and 8 is the New York Liberty.
New York Liberty
Did you do
clinching
that
that 8th spot.
Tell us how, Julia, because it's wild.
It
I
was
would love
fun.
to. So they there were a couple games left to play in these like group stages. And two things had to happen so that the Liberty would go. If either of these things did not happen, the Liberty would not be going to the playoffs. And if one of these things happened and the other didn't, then another team would be going. And so it was really just like a lot riding on these last couple of games. Now these games were who?
It was
Los Angeles Sparks.
Yeah.
Los Angeles Sparks was playing Dallas Wings. Now, the Dallas, as we know, already had a playoff spot clinched, so Sparks were playing for a spot, and, you know, it would affect some other things going on. Game 2 was Minnesota Lynx were playing Washington Mystics. Now, things were riding on that game, too. Were they playing for a spot? The two of them?
Yes, they were still
and
in
also,
contention.
Not only that, so the Mystics had 2 chances
Oh,
to
shit.
clinch. They could have won their past 2 games. If they would have won those games, they would have clinched.
In one, they played New York in one of those games, right?
Yep.
And lost. So good job, Lady Lib. And then they lost again. They lost again.
They almost did come back. It was exciting to watch. I thought they were gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they were like down by 1 point with under like maybe like 40 or 2 points or something with 47 seconds left. But then the game ended. They were down by 6. So
Totally.
They had a shot and they didn't get it.
And sometimes those final score lines are like not really indicative of how close the game was because you end up with like free throws, people are fouling at the end or whatever. But that is true of like all of these games that were played
fouling,
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true of all of these games yesterday. Like everything was down to the last like couple seconds. It was really wild.
Yeah.
But happy for Leja and the Lynx. Now, who's on the Mystics that we are sad about? Is Emma Mieseman still on that team? Was she on that team or no?
Ariel Atkins, Tina
Ariel
Charles.
She sat out this season to play Euro basketball in the Olympics.
Got it.
So Tina Charles,
Natasha Cloud.
Natasha Cloud, Elena
Natasha
Deladon,
Cloud.
Deladon, she did not play.
Ariel Atkins.
Was Elena Deladon hurt? What's the deal?
Ariel
She was
Atkins.
for a while. I don't know if she is. I don't know why
She's
she didn't
hurt,
play
yeah.
yesterday. She was back for a minute.
She's hurt.
Gotcha.
But
She's
is she
still
like
hurt.
re-hurt? She did play it though at one point this season.
Yeah,
Like,
she did come back for like 3 games and then, yeah,
It's her back, right? Didn't we talk about this?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because she.
Yeah,
Oh wait,
it's her
I'm
back.
remembering this because I remember a podcast we talked about. She came to New York for like surgery or something, or PT or something.
Yeah.
Oh, did you
yeah,
see it? Was
surgery.
she standing outside your window? If you were to look
Yeah.
out your window right now, would you?
Elena.
She's here.
No, see, she's done. No, see, she's done.
done.
She was back. She was back playing, but now she's
No.
not anymore.
She's re-hurt, so who knows?
Okay, so we know
Yeah.
that happened. Minnesota Lynx beat the Washington Mystics. Well done. And then, there was thing number 2 had to happen. The Sparks were playing the Wings. Sparks were playing for a spot. If they would have won, then Liberty would not be going to the playoffs. However, close game, but they didn't do it. Unfortunately for them, but fortunately for Sabrina and the Liberty. So the Sparks lost to the Wings. Seriously, it was like, the Wings were mostly up like the whole game, but it was like going back and forth. And at the end, dang, like it really was like, Sparks might do it. Neka Gwumake had a game.
Nice.
It was very, very good. Although,
Yeah.
can I just say at the beginning?
It's kind of wild
Watch it, Katie.
though. Mm-mm.
Okay. No, it's kind of wild. What?
It's kind of wild because the Mystics, the Sparks, and the Liberty, their records were all the same. Like they had tying records, but I guess the Liberty won more like head to head over those 2 teams, and that's how they got the last seed in the playoffs.
They did start out really well this season.
They
if you
did,
remember.
yeah.
Like they were really good in like the
Mhm.
beginning of the season. And I hadn't watched much since the Olympics. So I don't know what happened, but I think the answer is they weren't winning, right? Based on the reaction
Yeah.
of like people who I saw like commenting on the way that they got in, like laughing about it and talking
Oh.
about third. Like I gather they had not been doing well, but
They're also
Listen.
the team with the worst record to make the playoffs in WNBA
Incredible.
history.
well,
I
good for them.
love that stat. That is
Let's take
huge.
it
There's
all
always
the
going to be
way.
a first. So, yeah.
I mean, look at what's her name? Dang it, she's in Julia's background. Is it Emma Raducanu?
Yep.
She was not ranked in the
Yeah,
US
like
Open.
153rd.
She's like the worst. She had to like qualify in the US Open, and she won that. So I think the Liberty, they can take it.
Mm-hmm. It's
Let's
anybody's
see them
game.
do it. Let's see
But
them.
also, like, the WNBA is so competitive that.
I know. Well, I
like,
know, but
No, I know.
you
But I'm
never
just
know.
saying, like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, yeah, their record wasn't great, but
tennis is
True.
competitive too.
True, which we'll get to in a second. But are we rooting for? Who are we rooting for in the playoffs? Do we care?
I don't know. I'm
I
not
think I'm
invested
gonna
into
root
the playoff
for-
situation yet.
I'm going to root for the Lynx and I'm
Cool.
going to root for the Aces.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say let me watch the first couple and then decide. I don't want to make up my mind yet.
Yeah,
I'm
there's
going-
a couple single elimination games on Thursday. That should be really fun. I'm definitely gonna watch their Phoenix plays New York, and it's Diana Taurasi and Sabrina Ionescu. That should be interesting, and the Wings in the Sky play too. So
You can have it. Is someone
Yeah.
peeing right now?
What? No, I had to answer a stupid text.
Oh.
I'm rooting for the Liberty.
It really sounded like sorry. It really
Really?
sounded like peeing. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's
running
funny.
water.
That's funny. No, I was typing. Well, I was typing on my little stupid computer, a stupid little text. By the way, I think I might quit personal assistant. What do you guys think? I think
Do
Do
so.
what you want. I think if they
If
hear
I'm
it
saying it
now,
on the pod.
I think you better. You better resign by tomorrow when this drops.
Yeah, because no, I know she does listen. I'm sure. I think she's one of our top
He
subscribers.
absolutely knows about it.
I don't think she knows my last name. I'm going to be honest.
Listen, if that were
but-
to happen, I would laugh at you so hard at your unfortunate situation. If she were
What
to
if she
hear,
fired me for this?
if she were to hear you speculate that you're going to quit on your podcast,
Oh man,
I just would love it.
I just think she deserves me to quit.
She's going to call in right now and be like, "Yes,
Yeah, because it is a call-in podcast.
there's a call, and you can hear,
It's
you can
like
hear us
very
live.
much live.
You are in her house right now, but she's behind the green screen."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hang on. Well, I'm gonna quit. Sorry, guys. That was my boss. No, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, rooting for the Liberty. I'm very much rooting for the Aces. I want them to do it. I think they're gonna do
Asia.
it.
They were close last year.
Yeah, I know it came down to them in Seattle. So what? So wait, someone tell me why Seattle isn't doing as well. Alicia, is it because she's gone?
I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know the
Well,
analysis.
a lot of it's because they lost a lot of good players and
Totally.
have either like they didn't have the resource to replace them really.
Smart.
Kind of just caught up with them.
Yeah.
So
But it's better
They're
that way. It's certainly
not
better
gonna
that
make
way.
the final.
Because then we get different teams shining.
Yeah.
Pause for reflection.
Well, I do think we're dealing with some tech
trying to think
issues,
of what
but I
else.
think for the most part we're going through it. So we've got the U.S. Open happened. Sorry for the tennis heads that this took so long for us to get here.
Tennis heads.
But this
They
was
all
so
listen to
exciting.
this. All the tennis heads out there are like,
Yeah,
"These
they're
are our
tuning
girls,
into
that
us.
She's
to-
good girls. You know
They're
that
waiting to
background's
find
gonna
out.
be tennis. It's the only sport that makes sense for it. Yeah, the U.S. Open happened. and we had 2 teens in the finals, both completely unexpected to be there, and one of them won.
One of them had to win.
One of them won. It was Raducanu. It was a good game. I did watch it.
Yeah, same. It was very exciting. Emma Raducanu, and then Leylah Fernandez.
Yeah.
Were you rooting for? Remind me. Were you rooting for either?
I don't know if I really cared.
Yeah,
It was like I think
I
I
was rooting
started
for
out-
Layla.
Yeah, at first I was like, because she's from Canada and I love Canada, but then turns out that so is Emma Raducanu.
Is
sort
she
of.
though?
She's British, but she's like originally from Canada. So I was like,
Oh, okay. I was rooting for Leylah
I was
because she had a journey to get there. Katie, what were you gonna
Yes.
say?
Exactly the same thing. She beat like I think higher ranked opponents and Naomi. So
I
was
mean,
rooting for her.
Raducanu really did too, though. I feel like she's the one that beat Shelby Rogers after Shelby Rogers beat Ashley Barty.
Never heard of Shelby Rogers.
Oh well,
That sounds
watch
made
more
up.
Tennis. Watch more tennis. No.
What is she? Some random? What is she? Some random they found on a court? No, Leylah Fernandez all the way.
No, they both came a long way to get there.
Yeah.
Again, like Emma Raducanu had to like straight up qualify to even get there. She made it.
Yeah.
She largely like she deserved to win that last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
largely
agree.
Controlled it. I think she won in 2 sets, didn't she? But it was very much back and forth for a minute there. And then there was an incident where she skinned her knee and it was bleeding, so they had to wipe it up. Did they stall? That's the question. Go back and watch it and see. But Miss Fernandez not happy after a few minutes.
Well, the
which
context was
rightfully
like
so because she had like been on making a comeback. She was
the context was so yeah. Raducanu had like mostly had control of this game, like you said, but from what I understand, Leylah had been like coming back in these games, like each of the, and I say games, I don't know, matches, sets, no sets, games, set, match.
She was coming back in the second set. She largely had the momentum behind her. Raducanu skinned her knee, like just she fell down, and it like they absolutely had to clean it up. Her whole leg was covered in blood. And then after like a few minutes, when it was like clearly wiped, and they kept showing shots of them just wiping the same clean spot over and over, or like holding her leg and just like looking at it for a minute. There was questions of if they were doing it, but like it's a tactic, I guess. And again, she did like have control for most of it. I do think like I don't think it affected the ending, actually. Like I think she would have won anyway.
You're probably right, but I do feel like tennis is a game of momentum and like very much obviously mental. And so what I was gonna say is Leylah Fernandez in the matches or whatever the fuck it's called where she plays a certain person, in the other games she had, like she did come back. Like that's been her vibe the whole time. So like it was
like
everyone
losing
was
the first
getting
one and taking the next ones.
exactly. So it was very exciting for this crowd to be like, oh, is she gonna do it? And then it was right when like Raducanu, like the fall she had, it was like, oh my gosh, this could like be something. This could be the turning point. And then it just sucked that momentum like right out of anything Leylah Fernandez had. Where like I think that I don't know if they took like only a few seconds or whatever to like clean it up, would it have made a difference? Yeah, I'm not sure.
She was amped for a bit, and then once she started getting mad, I think she got herself in her own head at that
I think
point,
you're right.
that she like started working herself up over it, rather than like keeping that, like, I don't know. It was everyone go back and watch the match and try to
decide
like
for
I think
yourselves.
it's very
Don't
much
let
like,
us.
it's very much like I think it's very much like it could go either way. I still think that Raducanu would have won. if anything, that wouldn't have won the game for
Right.
her. It would have just put them into another set.
Yes, I do think you're right
Or
that
maybe
she
even
will.
a tiebreaker. I can't remember where we were at. But
Yes, I do think you're right, but it was an interesting thing. And it brings up the point, like, just something I've very much realized is, like, tennis is cuckoo.
Confusing.
Well, that too. Tennis
love
is
it.
so confusing. But also, like, I just hope these girls are protected because you just see it in so many tennis players, like, and it's especially happening now that, like, we're trying to destigmatize mental health. Why is tennis so make people so vulnerable to, like, breakdowns and shit?
I mean, I feel like it's because they're all just like it's not a team. They don't like it's them with their team putting pressure on like one person.
But you don't see it in
and they're the
swimming.
focus. Don't you though? You
Do you?
might. I think
As
you
much?
might. Michael Phelps talks about like his pressure and his like mental health.
I think
True.
part of
I
it
think you
too is
do.
like the like I don't know that you can make nearly as much money swimming as you can tennis.
Yeah, both these girls walked away
it's
millionaires.
such a popular
from this.
sport, you know. It's
That is true.
usually popular,
That's true.
you know, and you can get. I mean, these girls were both like they're like 17 and 18 or like 18 and 19.
Hmm.
Like they're so young and they're you know, they're having this much success and like you said, Juliet, it's one person. Like yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a lot of different things, but that money, that
Yeah.
exposure, you know.
Yeah, I feel like it once you start the I imagine, like, if you're playing, you know, going back and forth and you're hitting the ball like they do, they hit the ball with the racket, the ball's going back and forth, they hit it with their rackets and stuff. When you're doing that and then you go, oh my God, I could win $2.5 million, but if I mess up, then I don't get it. Like,
Yeah, but she still got half of that, which was still over $1 million.
all I'm saying is that's gotta mess with your head.
You're right. It does, but like it really is like if you come in the top couple, you're doing all right.
That is you're right. That is the cool thing about tennis is you're
pays
getting
their
paid.
women all right.
Equal pay.
Mm-hmm. I think Renee Montgomery, but there was like some clip, I think it was on her podcast. She was like, you better not let me win that tennis money. You would not see me for a couple of years if I ended up winning the US Open. Very funny. Yeah. Yes. We're happy they're getting compensated. Good for them. Let's make it happen
Doing
in
it.
other
Thank you
sports.
to
Speaking
Billie
of,
Jean King and her crew of other tennis players that I don't know their names because I did not.
Shelby Rogers.
Yes,
she
Shelby
one?
Rogers back then.
She's become my new nemesis, I swear to God.
Yeah, not a fan of Shelby Rogers.
Yeah, I hate her. I don't know her. I've never heard of her in my damn life, but I hate her. Oh my God, what if she listens?
Then she'll fuck
She's
you
in
up.
for a rude awakening.
She'll fuck you up.
She's in
Shelby
for a
Rogers
rude
gonna fuck
awakening.
you up.
If there's one thing I do know about her, she would. She would definitely.
She knows how to swing a racket. So.
Guys, I almost got tickets to Wednesday of the US Open. Isn't that wild?
Who was playing?
I don't know. I don't know,
Probably
but
Shelby
somebody
Rogers.
posted on it.
I bet it was
Yeah,
Shelby Rogers.
I bet you're literally right. But somebody posted about it, and I was like, I'm interested. Are they still available? And it went to their spam.
Wow.
When I say posted, I mean emailed on like a big old
Yeah.
thing. Anyway.
I knew a couple people who went to one of the days. I think they saw the men though, so it's like, who
Oh,
cares?
okay. It sounded like we'd be able to see both, like
Oh, cool.
a mix or something.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Wild, wild, wild. Just a quick shout out because there were like people named to the most influential people in the world or something. You know those lists?
Yeah.
and then somebody else does your thing, like somebody
Yeah.
else writes a little thing about you. There were some cool people like nominated, or not nominated, but named to it. We have, do you want me to name names?
Yes, please. Name names.
Name the names.
I'm about to name names. And let me tell you one thing right now. Shelby Rogers is not on this list.
Shelby Rogers is just like got
she
a
never
dartboard
will
with
be.
Julia's face on it.
She never damn will be. Simone Biles, heard of her?
Yeah.
The person that wrote her thing, Serena Williams.
I knew it. I could sense it.
You
I could
knew?
sense
You
it.
knew?
Love
Oh,
I could sense it.
that's so cool. God. Two of the greats. Naomi Osaka.
Uh-huh.
Person who wrote hers, Russell Wilson.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Well, which, okay, Russell Wilson,
What's the connect?
different than Russell Westbrook. Who's the one that's with Ciara? Ciara.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Oh, who's Russell Westbrook?
Don't
That
know.
Russell Wilson is who I was thinking of, who went to the Met Gala, obviously with Ciara, and his sister's playing in the plays
Yes,
basketball
Russell
for
Wilson's
whatever.
the football player for the
Yes.
Seahawks.
Wait, let me look up who
Yes,
Russell
he's the
Westbrook is.
quarterback. I think you made that person up, much like
No,
Shelby
I think that's a
Rogers.
real person.
Oh no, it's a
Russell
basketball player.
Westbrook?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
basketball player.
Oh yeah, I know who Russell Westbrook is.
You
the
do?
one that went to the Met Gala. Russell Wilson didn't go, just Sierra went. I'm pretty sure.
Just Ciara went. Wait, this
think
is what. Do you understand now why my brain went?
I know why you're confused now. Because yes,
Ciara
Russell
was there,
Westbrook
and
went.
also Russell Westbrook.
He went and she went, but he is not her husband.
Do you think they hooked
Respectfully,
up?
you guys,
No.
we spent too much time talking about men. Let's move along.
Yeah, but it was in the context of Ciara, and also Russell Wilson's sister
Okay,
plays
fair.
college basketball.
That's fair. That's fair.
Okay,
No, it's her
and-
name, Julia. She has a name.
I know.
Anna Wilson.
Anna, thank you. Thank you.
I forgot
This
it
is
for a
why
sec.
you're here. Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. And it was in the context of him writing this for Naomi Osaka.
Fair.
Next we had Allison Felix, who was
Cool.
at the Emmys last
She
night.
did present at
Yes.
the Emmys.
So
Looked
cool.
great. Did
Yes.
great. Great job overall.
Yep.
Less work.
Yeah, it was very cool. You know who
wrote
did
her
hers?
thingy?
Who?
Michelle Kwan.
Oh,
I love
Michelle
Michelle
Kwan.
Kwan.
I know. Doesn't
what
that
an
bring you right
icon.
back
What
to a
millennial
time?
icon.
Yeah, absolute millennial icon.
I love that the Michelle Kwan reaction from us all was, oh.
Oh, oh, seriously. And then we have one last one. Another gymnast. Right? Suni Lee.
Love her.
Who wrote her thing?
Nastia Lukin.
Wow.
Is that how you say her last name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cameo and Stick It.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was so little.
Her biggest credit, her cameo and Stick It. Just kidding.
You don't
Nastia,
call
you
that
can
you
start
she's
too.
she's not called Nice-tia.
I really
Isn't
do
that
love
funny? It's sort of also
funny.
I do get your reference.
I love it. I get the ref.
Man, that movie really is great. I mean, I haven't watched
Yeah.
it in like 10 years, but I think that I still would love it.
You know what we should do? We should do a She's Good watch party of that movie.
Of Stick It.
I just
Yeah.
watched it like a couple months ago. I'd
Did you
watch it
really?
again.
Okay.
I'd watch it again.
Okay. I really would. How'd you watch it? Is it streaming?
I think it was on YouTube or something for
Don't
free.
worry,
Like
ladies, I own it on DVD.
By the
Oh,
way,
there we
what
go.
happened to that actress?
She was on Rookie Blue for a while.
she was on
What's
Rookie
that?
Blue.
It was a show about
a
police
cop show.
in Toronto.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it about teens?
No, this one didn't have any teens in it.
Wow.
I think
okay.
she's around. I think she does stuff.
Okay. Because I think she's very talented.
She's in something. She's maybe in
Unlike
something about
Shelby
the
Rogers.
FBI, and it might be called FBI.
Oh, okay. So she's really gotten
Let
into
me verify. She's really just got promoted in the ranks of police television. What's her name? Is like Missy, something with a P.
Peregrine or something.
Peregrine,
Peregrine.
Peregrim,
the Paraguay.
Paraguay,
Paraguay. Paraguay. Also,
Rookie
wait.
Blue, FBI. I was right. She is in a show called FBI. I don't know if that show still exists, but it doesn't say it's canceled yet.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Okay, is there any like big old news or like any little old news that stood out to you? or things coming up?
I've been watching a little softball, and
shit. Oh yeah, because we had
as we speculated, Odyssey Alexander crushing it in this league.
Yeah.
And also
dude, proud of her.
I think last I saw, there are games happening right now.
Okay.
So I don't know how the standings have changed, but last I saw, Amanda Chittister was in first place. Our girl from Allen Park,
Sick.
Allen Park, Mich, first place in the standings.
Aw, love that.
Let me see, but yeah, I've just been popping in and out,
Okay.
and it's as exciting as ever. I really do recommend, like, if people like even just like baseball and want to get into softball, it really is exciting.
And MB, shout out how we watch the Athletes Unlimited softball.
It's often on FS1.
Cool.
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it's on CBS Sports. It's usually like on the
If you have your parents'
FS2.
cable, you can watch these things.
Yeah, it's on those that like if you go really high up, they're probably streaming as well. But I've never had to stream because I have my parents' cable.
Classic.
Fancy.
Fancy.
I know. Let me look at the leaderboard. Go ahead.
Oh, I while you're looking at that, I have one question for Katie. So has Mark like fully switched from a Lynx fan to a Sky fan?
Well, we haven't discussed it yet, but I know he was. I know he's aware of that the Lynx existed.
Oh,
and
okay, that's
their
huge.
Social justice efforts and stuff. So
Mhm.
I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
I think maybe he's still a Lynx fan.
Also, I really respect that. They're a great
Yeah.
team to be a fan of. If anybody's out there being like, what WNBA team should I like root for? I don't know who to root for. Well, first off, Katie's done the work for you. Katie has gone through every single team, matched it with your stupid little Aries sign, and she's done the work for you. You know what team you should root for based on her Twitter. So please find that on She's Good and also Katie. Wait, is it on She's Good or is it yours?
I think I did that with the NWSL. I don't know if I did that with WNBA, but I can.
Oh,
We did the Grey's Anatomy. Go listen to our Grey's Anatomy episode.
Grey's Anatomy episode.
Oh,
Yeah,
we did that.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We
That's
did all
right.
the
Forgot
work
about
for
that.
you.
Yes. Oh my gosh. But all that to say, Minnesota Lynx are a good team to follow.
They're good.
True.
They are good. All of them are good.
All of them are good. I again have my eyes
Okay.
on the Las Vegas Aces because they're so dang fun. Mary Beth, how about those standings?
So at some point in the last couple of hours, Alicia Ocasio moved ahead of
No way.
Amanda Chittister.
Natasha Cloud's
remember.
wife.
Yeah,
Wait, really?
yeah.
That's
Uh,
cool.
Let me look at the
And
schedule.
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's daughter, I think.
That's gotta be true. It's gotta be.
Yeah, I'm pretty
There's
sure.
no way. There's no way it's not true.
There's no way it's not true.
I think right now, let's see. Okay, Team Ocasio just finished and beat Team Jacquish. I don't know how to say this name. I'm sorry, ma'am. Anyway, they won 14-1.
Ooh.
Right now there's and then that was yesterday. I'm sorry. They won 14-1. Team Chittister beat Team Osterman 6-1 yesterday.
Wow.
And there must be a game happening right now, and it's Team Ocasio vs Team
VS.
Osterman.
Mm-hmm. Victoria's
yes.
Secret. Victoria's Secret.
Team Ocasio,
They're all angels.
Victoria's Secret, Team Osterman. And then there's another game after that.
Mary Beth, do you have somebody that you're rooting for? Is it Odyssey?
I'm always rooting for Odyssey. She's just been making like some insane grabs
Yeah.
and like dives. Like her fielding has been like she's a pitcher, but like her defense has been insane as
Yeah.
well, which we knew from when she was in the softball World Series because that's when she first started getting talked about.
Mm-hmm.
She played for James Madison, is that correct?
Yeah.
And
JMU.
that's like why she started to blow up was because of that, and now she proves that it was no fluke.
Yeah.
She's
She's
still
doing
good.
it. Do you think these are they getting paid a lot?
They
A
do
little?
get paid, yeah.
But like,
get
is
paid
it good?
and-
Okay.
I don't know the standards, but I think that they get paid. They have like 5-week seasons.
Okay.
I don't know what they get paid, but I think that they can get bonuses if like they win.
No.
I think I don't know the details of their pay, but it is a league that like I feel like is doing the right. I'm sorry, I'm hearing weird music coming from somewhere, and I feel like it's like a ghost in this basement. I don't know where else it could be coming from right now.
Is Elena Deladon outside your window?
I don't. She could be right over here, unless something wild is happening.
Playing the violin.
I was just watching Rebo before I came in here, so maybe Barbara Jean's doing something kooky. But
Interesting.
I don't know what else it could be. I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying.
Wait, my question is, I forget too, but my question is, where are they playing?
I don't know. Last time they played in Chicago, I would imagine maybe they're still there, but I don't know.
They're all in this one location, right? It's not like they're going...
they have to be because they're not on separate teams. Like
yeah, that's the cool thing about it, in my opinion.
Per weekend, so
they get like a 5-week bubble sitch, but it's not a bubble.
Yeah, I think that they're not like as locked down. They have like fans there, and they are selling well. Like the crowds have been good, so
good,
nice.
Yeah,
oh, that is good to hear.
That's all I know about that.
Sweet.
One random piece of news I think we should share. Christine Nairn has retired and switched professions from the Houston Dash, which was one profession, soccer that is, to firefighting.
Yeah.
Wild.
I watched her last game kind of yesterday. I was watching the Emmys first and foremost, but it was on mute on my computer next to me.
Oh, good for you.
It was
getting those numbers in.
Yeah. I do that. Sometimes I just turn my cable box on, but I'm like doing something else.
I love that.
Or like I'm streaming something and then have another game on cable with my cable box on behind it.
Gotta do it.
I like to help.
Been there, done that.
But it was a good one. They were playing a Mexican team. Tigres, is that it?
Yes.
It was Dash versus them. They won 5-1. Christine Nairn played, I think, like 77 minutes and came out. It was nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought Shea Groom was dead, but like legit, like she wasn't moving. Her lips were moving. She was like talking, but her eyes were closed. She did a thing where she like jumped. So she got a yellow card. She jumped so high that she kicked one of the Tigres players in the neck.
No.
But as she fell down, I don't know if it looks like she hit her back, but then she slammed her head on the ground also.
Oh, I hate this.
She kind of does some
height.
reckless stuff with her own body
she
that
did
only
deserve-
hurts her.
Oh God, she did absolutely deserve the yellow card also, but I really I was like, this girl is not conscious for a bit.
Oh my God.
It was, you could just barely see her lips moving, answering questions, and that's the only way you could tell. And then she was fine and got back in the game.
Oh, okay.
What is the concussion
She just
protocol
suddenly
for,
popped up.
if
I
not
don't
to remove these players?
know. She just popped up and was like, I'm good.
If her
Unless,
eyes
like,
open, she actually doesn't have a concussion.
She was just laying there
If
whispering,
only one of her pupils is
fine.
blown,
Yeah.
she doesn't have a concussion.
I'm actually fine. I'm just trying to avoid the yellow card. Just let me lay here for a minute.
Yeah.
And then the second she stood up, boop,
Yeah, delay it to maybe they'll forget.
if I lay here long enough, they won't remember that I kicked this girl in the neck with my cleats.
Classic Houston Dash player, honestly. How'd Abby do? She fine? She doing okay?
She's not there. She's
What the fuck?
She's with the national team, Julia.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm like, again. I gotta say, this jersey is now like 3 generations too old that I got. She's now wearing number 2 and also not starting. And it's like, what have I done?
I think that, well, she played when we were at the national team game, and I think that her number
Yeah, she came in at like minute.
You're right. Well,
84.
Tierney has been coming in instead, and she has earned her spot, I feel.
Oh, I agree.
Right.
I'm just
But,
saying it's because it's my fault.
Yeah. But also, I think
Yeah, it's
that
your fault.
her number was only changed for the Olympics. They're back to their old numbers again.
She's
Is
wearing
she
number
not?
2.
She's not back.
No.
Others went back. Maybe she's just as pissed at Julia. She's
I
best
think
friend of Shelby Rogers.
Oh my God. Well, now I have to burn her jersey.
Oh, olive oil heiress.
olive oil.
I thought at least I could get some free olive oil out of this. What if that was true? Like OnlyFans. Oh, that's her OnlyFans. Is like you get
Female olive oil. I would love us to spread this rumor through all of the nation. All of the women's soccer fandom that she is as a olive oil heiress.
I feel like
she
it's not
could
far
be.
from the truth based on what you said.
Somebody with the last name Dahlkemper sells olive oil. That's all I know.
She
I guess you're right.
promoted
She did
Yeah,
promote
and
it.
she did. Yeah, I guess
But
you're right
listen-
that it like may not even be.
I don't know. Yeah.
relative.
If someone with the last name Kolbix was selling something, I absolutely would promote it.
Me too.
Regardless. But I do think I am related to all the Kolbixes. They're like, we haven't found one that we don't know
That's
yet.
right. I remember you saying that.
That my dad can't sometimes be like, oh, that's your cousin's kid. And I'll be like, I don't know that cousin, so
I don't know her.
I don't know that person.
I don't know. I don't know Uber Jabber.
Anyway, everyone go buy some Dahlkemper olive oil. Support the fam.
Mm-hmm. Support the fam. They need it.
Get Abby back into her number. She needs the sales so she can. What number was she?
7.
She needs the
She doesn't
sales
need
so
the
she
sales.
can
I
add
need
5
this.
to her 5 more to her jersey.
Yeah. She needs.
She's got to afford. She can't afford the 7. She's got to go with the 2.
That's how it works. The more jerseys you buy, the higher their number gets.
So please buy some olive oil and help a girl out.
All right. Well, you know what I'm about to do once we get off this? Get a Benija Laney jersey and buy some olive oil.
Yes. Support. I
Yes.
support you.
Cool. I've been spending. We need to sign off, but I've been spending so much money lately.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm so glad you've taken over from me because I can't afford to keep doing
Yeah,
it.
but some of it's not merch.
It's fine.
Oh well.
Julia.
Some
You're
of it's
doing
Shake Shack.
Oh, that's allowed.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Yeah.
Katie, we're getting
Yeah,
one in
we'll talk
Livonia.
off. Where?
Should I save it for the next episode?
Yeah,
Save it for next pod.
yeah. All right, bye everyone.
Tune in for next pod.
She's good.
This has been a production of Planet Amp Podcast, powered by Pinecast.